Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Today I've got a new little bit of a project I'm working on. Sitting right behind me, I bought a new top for the Blazer. This one's in a little bit more rough shape than my current one, but the main reason I bought it is the windows. So as you can see, this guy has the slidey windows. That is an option that is pretty hard to come by on the early ones. I'm not sure what year this top is off of, but it does fit on the Blazer. I took it home by putting it on. Windows do slide, though they need some help. I've already started kind of cleaning them out. There's a lot of dirt in there. But the big thing is, if you see this top, it's seen better days. I'm seeing lots of bare fiberglass, and it's getting a little bit weak. It actually had a bit of a crack right there. So right here is where, focus, right here is where the join is between the two pieces. And this was all cracked and separating. So I just JB welded this. I'm going to sand this down soon once it's, I'd say fully cured, but it's fully cured. It's been on there for about 20 hours, which is about the middle of the window. But the big issue is this top. It's super fuzzy. All the old paint is gone. So I want to do something to hopefully protect it. And so what I'm going to do is I bought some fiberglass reinforced Bondo, and hopefully that should fill all of these small imperfections between the fiberglass where some of this has you know, flaked off. And because it is fiberglass reinforced, it'll all kind of hopefully gel well together. So picked some of that up, and now it's just time to mix it up and spread it on. All right, there is the goods, Bondo glass. This is short strand reinforced fiberglass filler. So hopefully that'll work well on actual fiberglass. Most people use this to kind of fill holes in their really shitty bodywork. Don't do that, that's kind of bad. That looks like it hasn't been mixed in a while, which is unfortunate because this is a brand new bottle, a brand new can that I just picked up. But we'll see. Get that goop to re-solidify. And they say to mix small quantities at a time, so that's kind of what we're going to do. For the record, I've actually never used this stuff before, but I have used regular Bondo a lot. Again, you should only ever really just do skim coats. If you're layering a lot of Bondo onto something, you're probably doing it wrong. But for this, I'm just going to basically lightly coat the top just to fill in the basically the spots between where the fiberglass is kind of flaked away. Alright, so there is my mixed up. This is very gloopy and very sticky to itself, which is kind of cool. And like I said, I've never actually used this. Let's seal that up. Okay, now a little bit of our hardener. That should hopefully be enough. So just like regular Bondo, we're going to just fold that in. Until it's nice and uniform. It's a lot harder to see the color change on this because this is kind of green and the stuff is kind of blue. So, or the hardener is kind of blue. So I'm just kind of looking for streaks. I'm not take this guy and just smear that all over the top. And for the record, I've already sanded this down and then smeared a little, and then kind of glue it off. Probably wearing gloves for this, so next round I'm going to wear gloves. So that's round one. Going to mix up some more and do the whole rest. Alrighty then, so that's what one can will do. I thought I was going to get a little bit more square footage out of it, especially since I went so thin. I honestly don't even know if I need to do any of this or if it matters, but it'll make me feel a little bit better. So I'm going to go out and get another can and then fill out the rest of this. And then we will sand it down. And then I've got some other things in store because if you notice, the top has a bit of a texture to it. And the one thing I absolutely hate is when I see one of these tops and they're painted and they are smooth. Fiberglass tops for any of these things, whether it be a Jeep, a Bronco, or a Blazer, they should never be nice and smooth. They should always have that little bit of texture to them. So we are going to try to add some texture back to this after we sand it down. Alrighty guys, there we go. That is 2 cans of glass fiber reinforced Bondo. Like I said, just doing a little skim coat, just want to fill any of those voids. So now we're going to sand this back. It's fully cured, it's the next morning. So it's had about, well, it's the afternoon, so it's probably had about 15 hours to cure. So that should be good. So yeah, let's start sanding. Oh, and I don't want to be breathing in any of the fiberglass dust, so respirator's a must. Alright guys, top is getting there. I sort of gave up on using that guy. Either it has no balls, that regulator is broken and not giving me any pressure, or my compressor just doesn't have the capacity to run that. So I've switched over to the random orbit, and this has been my dust collection. I've just been shoving this hose into that hole because I don't have anything to fit that, and it's been doing a pretty good job. The big thing is I do want to mostly get rid of all of these stripey lines. This is actually pretty good. I can't even feel that, so it might actually be covered under the texture, but I want to get rid of most of that. Right here's doing pretty well. I've just got a little bit of texture. That's okay because I want texture, and I'm going to be adding more texture to it. But yeah, the DA with a I've got a 60 grit pad on it. That's the coarsest I could find. So I've got a 60 grit on that, and I'm just going to keep going over this and smooth it out. Alright, so now that's all clean. Time to mask up the windows. I'm going to start with just some tape in these corners, following the weather stripping. In a perfect world, I'd pull the windows out and replace the weather stripping, but that is a major pain in the butt. I'll probably do that eventually, but this weather stripping is actually in pretty good shape. So what we're going to do is just trace this around and then fill the middle with some paper. I think I have some paper. If not, I'll use some plastic drop cloths. But I am going to try to get this good enough to the point where we can see, to where we can actually paint the white inside this little channel. So it's always good to, take care when you're masking. Alright, now time to do the other side. Alright guys, I think that's going to be it for today. We'll wrap it up next week with some fresh paint. I don't want it drying out. I also don't want that. That'll be for the bloopers.